The old man just tapped Tony 3 times with a gourd, but the next second, a 2-meter deep footprint appeared beneath his feet. He instantly realized the old man's identity must be extraordinary, so he followed the old man's instructions and came to the riverbank at midnight. Sure enough, he looked up and saw him. The old man suddenly teleported in front of Tony, then pulled out a tattered manual from behind and handed it to him. Tony looked down at it and saw that it was full of typos. He immediately thought the old man had made a mistake, but the old man said nothing, just struck a massive unbreakable boulder nearby, then vanished without a trace. Yet the surface of the stone remained perfectly intact. Just as Tony turned around in confusion, the stone suddenly exploded into powder. Only then did he understand the old man was a peerless master. After returning, he began to train according to the manual, but no matter how hard he practiced, his palm strikes couldn't even budge a bamboo. Yet his wife, who never trained, could knock down plenty of leaves with just a casual tap. What's more, the longer he practiced, the more he forgot. Even the basic techniques taught by his father slipped away. Tony was devastated, thinking he simply wasn't cut out for martial arts. Little did he know, the technique in the manual was a long-lost supreme art. Tony was a once-in-a-million martial prodigy, what others needed 10 years to master, he could grasp in a single day. But his body resisted practice. The more he trained, the more it hindered his progress. Only by forgetting everything could he reach the peak, and the true essence of the manual was to teach him how to forget all martial arts. Not long after, news spread that Tony's martial skills were getting worse. As a live-in son-in-law, he was already looked down upon. Now he became the laughingstock of the whole clan. To save face, his father-in-law forced his daughter to cut ties with him, but his wife knelt before her father and refused to divorce him, begging for one last chance for Tony. Her father reluctantly agreed. The martial arts tournament held once every 10 years was tomorrow. If he could win the championship, everything would be forgiven. Tony accepted in anger, but the competition scene shocked everyone. The tournament gathered top talents. Every sect sent their best young disciples. The first round tested bow strength. 10 heavy bows were arranged from 1 to 10 stone. The disciples took turns. Even the weakest managed to draw the 3-stone bow. As the crowd got more excited, Tony stepped forward, only to be met with laughter. Someone mocked him, saying how could a son-in-law dare to embarrass himself on stage. But when Tony tried, he couldn't even pull the 1-stone bow, even though he could normally draw a 2-stone bow. His wife said something must be wrong with the old man's manual. Everyone around mocked him as useless. Soon it was time for the second round. This round tested lightness skill to leap across the icy pool. Whoever crossed it in the shortest time would win, but the pool was bone-chilling and deadly. Falling in meant certain death. Each contestant who made it across trembled at the finish line. Even a senior elder advised Tony to withdraw, having seen enough in the first round to judge his skill. But Tony wanted to be with his wife forever, so he stood determined before the icy pool and leapt into the air. As everyone held their breath, he suddenly fell into the pool. The crowd burst into laughter. At the brink of death, the elder flew in and saved him. His wife rushed forward, but was blocked by the elder. The elder looked grim and said Tony had been infected with cold poison. Anyone who got close would be frozen. Everyone thought he wouldn't live past the day, but in the next second, a miracle quietly began to unfold.